UTSA getting ready to take on Baylor in week 2 of the season, and we welcome in the radio voice of the Roadrunners, Andy Everett. I want to get your thoughts first on the Arizona State game. This was a really impressive Arizona State offense, and how challenging was it for UTSA when just in the blink of an eye it's 14-0?
Well, anytime you get down that quickly, your game plan changes a little bit. Now, UTSA wants to run the ball as much as they can, as often as they can. Last year they were one of the top teams in the nation in time of possession. They won the time of possession battle against Arizona State. Obviously that doesn't matter when you lose, as they did. But when you get down quickly, I think that changes your game plan a little bit. I thought UTSA did a really good job of kind of slowing themselves down after being down 14-0. It took a little bit longer for Arizona State to get the next 2 scores of that half. So there were some positive things there, but anytime you get down that fast, that quickly, it's hard to come back.
There was a quarterback battle that played out through training camp for UTSA, and we did see both of those quarterbacks in there in week 1. Do you think this will be something that maybe for the next few games you're going to see both, or is there a guy that you think out of one of them did establish himself a little more?
I would imagine we'll see both for a while. I thought Cordell was a little bit more comfortable than DJ was in the first game, whether it's first game jitters or if DJ's coming into the game down 28-0, oh, I got to try to do something and spark something. But for the most part, I thought Cordell was pretty calm. Even the pick that he threw early on, I don't think he ever saw the defender. And Arizona State did a good job of disguising their coverage to a point to where he couldn't, I believe. So DJ, I thought, had the better game against Arizona State, but that doesn't mean that this is over with yet.
If you're the coaching staff, you get a game like that, then you come back and you have another Power 5 opponent in Baylor. This week, have they been sitting thinking, okay, we have to drastically change anything, or is it just honing what they want to do?
I don't think you can ever change who you are. You want to establish your identity, and what UTSA has been since spring ball under this offense with Al Borges and Jason Rollins is a culmination to now. You can't start over. Not at this point of the season. It's underway, and this next 11, 12 weeks will fly right on by. I think they can continue to do what they want to do and establish their identity, and hopefully that's good enough.
Last year, UTSA beat Baylor 17-10. That was that opening week win for UTSA. This year, Baylor, year 2 under Matt Rule, maybe a little different team. What have you seen so far out of Baylor, or what do you think will occur in this matchup?
Well, I think you have to go back to the tail end of last year. Baylor got progressively better after the UTSA game. They played really well against OU and took them deep into the game before Oklahoma was able to win. And so you saw signs of life from Baylor as the season went along. They're not the bottom of the Big 12. They're probably in the bottom third of the Big 12, but they're not Kansas. And I think they're probably maybe better than Texas Tech right now from seeing some of the things I've seen from them. And maybe they finish 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th in the Big 12. But they're certainly better than they were last year against UTSA. Hopefully UTSA is better than they were last year at Baylor. Defensively, I think they're just as good. Offensively, I think they're getting there, despite what we saw against Arizona State. I'm really high on B.J. Daniels. I think he's going to be a great running back for UTSA and somebody that could potentially play in the NFL down the road.
Is there some concern that now Baylor's offense might be a little more vamped up than last year? Obviously not at the level of Arizona State, but if they come out and have a quick start like Arizona State did, is that potentially a concern?
Yeah, I think it's always a concern, but I think the big thing for UTSA, and hopefully the UTSA fans respond, in that there's 45, 55, 60,000 people in the stadium. This is one of the biggest games UTSA has played in a long time. They had Oklahoma State here 5 years ago. They've had Arizona and Arizona State in the building before. So hopefully they can come out in here and get some big time crowd support. And I think if they're able to do that, that'll really propel this team. And hopefully it's Operation Defend the Dome week. So let's hope that 50,000 plus show up to help out the Roadrunners.
So UTSA and Baylor Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Andy, thank you for stopping by.
You're welcome.
You're watching Sports Tonight, San Antonio's only nightly 30-minute sportscast with exclusive sports coverage you won't find anywhere else.